Get ready, folks, because the news cycle is absolutely electric right now, and we've got the inside track on what you need to know. The pace is relentless, the updates are dropping faster than ever, and if you're not plugged in, you're missing out. Today, we're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of innovation, legal battles, and major reveals that are set to shape the tech landscape. From the much-anticipated unveiling of new flagship devices to crucial court decisions that could redefine industry standards, this is your front-row seat to the future. We're breaking down the whispers, the leaks, and the official announcements that matter most. Don't blink, because you won't want to miss a single second of what's coming your way. Stick around, because the biggest stories are just getting started. We're talking about the next generation of iconic tech, the legal showdowns that could change everything, and the sheer volume of innovation hitting the market. Get ready for a deep dive that cuts through the noise and delivers the essential updates. You know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to Watchwire News, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Apple's next big thing: what to expect from the upcoming event. With Apple's highly anticipated September, awe-dropping event on the horizon, the tech world is buzzing with speculation about the latest innovations from the Cupertino giant. Scheduled for September 9, 2025, at the iconic Apple Park, this year's event is widely expected to be dominated by the reveal of the new iPhone 17 series. However, keen observers are also eagerly awaiting updates to Apple's popular wearable lineup, particularly the Apple Watch. While Apple famously guards its upcoming products with tight-lipped secrecy, a steady stream of leaks and reports from credible sources are painting a vivid picture of what consumers can anticipate. The flagship Apple Watch Series 11 is rumored to be an evolution rather than a revolution, building upon the successful foundation of its predecessor, the Series 10. The focus is expected to be on enhancing efficiency and refining health monitoring capabilities, rather than a complete aesthetic overhaul. Fans can likely expect the familiar slim profile and flat-edged design, available in the standard 42 and 46 sizes. Early projections place the starting price for the Series 11 at around $799, positioning it as a premium offering in the smartwatch market. For adventurers and those who demand a more robust device, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is also anticipated. Reports suggest that it will retain the rugged design that has made the Ultra line a favorite among outdoor enthusiasts. Minor refinements are expected, potentially including a slightly larger 2.12-inch LTPO3 OLED display, which would offer even better clarity and outdoor visibility. The Ultra 3 is also expected to start at a similar price point, around $799, with some speculation that certain advanced AI features might rely on connectivity with a paired iPhone. This integration could unlock powerful new functionalities, making the iPhone an even more integral part of the Apple Watch experience. Rounding out the expected trio is the Apple Watch SE 3. Details on this more budget-friendly option are less concrete, but it's anticipated to serve as the accessible entry point into the Apple Watch ecosystem. Leaks point towards an updated processor for snappier performance and the inclusion of essential health features, such as continuous heart rate monitoring. With a projected starting price of $249, the SE3 is poised to attract first-time smartwatch buyers or those looking to upgrade from older, less capable models. While it may not boast the cutting-edge features of the Series 11 or the ruggedness of the Ultra 3, it is still expected to benefit from the latest software enhancements through watchOS 26, ensuring a solid user experience. Will these new wearables live up to the hype and the premium price tags? We'll find out soon, but first, let's dive into the full list of potential Apple announcements. Apple's awe-dropping event, a sneak peek at 12 potential product launches. The tech world is on the edge of its seat as September 9, 2025, draws closer, marking the date for Apple's highly anticipated annual event at Apple Park. While the iPhone 17 series is undoubtedly the main attraction, industry insiders and leakers suggest that Apple has a packed agenda with up to 12 new products potentially making their debut. This event, often dubbed awe-dropping, is a crucial moment in Apple's product cycle, following the Worldwide Developers Conference in June, which previewed upcoming software updates. The hints dropped during the iOS 26 beta cycle have already unveiled several unannounced products, fueling excitement for what's to come. Leading the charge will be the much-discussed iPhone 17 lineup, expected to include 4 distinct models: a standard iPhone 17, 2 Pro variants, and a new ultra-thin model. While the base iPhone 17 is anticipated to receive a modest upgrade, primarily featuring an improved selfie camera and the new A19 chip, the focus might shift to the more innovative iPhone 17 Air and the iPhone 17 Pro models. The iPhone 17 Air is rumored to replace the current iPhone Plus line, aiming to showcase Apple's continued innovation with an ultra-thin design. Expectations for this model include the A19 chip, a single rear camera with a new camera bar module, 8 GB of RAM, and the C15G chip, potentially setting a new standard for smartphone design. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are expected to boast a more significant overhaul, including a redesigned camera bar featuring 3 48-megapixel lenses. Powering these devices will be the A19 Pro chip, coupled with 12 GB of RAM and a metal chassis designed to enhance thermal performance, crucial for sustained high-level operation. Beyond the iPhones, the Apple Watch family is set for a refresh, with 3 new models expected: the Apple Watch Series 11, the rugged Apple Watch Ultra 3, and the more accessible Apple Watch SE 3. All new watches are rumored to feature the next-generation S11 System-in-Package (CP). The Series 11 and Ultra 3 are anticipated to gain 5G support, with the Ultra 3 potentially adding satellite connectivity. A highly anticipated feature making its debut could be blood pressure measurement, offering users alerts for potential early warning signs, though not providing formal diagnoses. Display sizes might also see a slight increase across the SE3 and Ultra 3, while maintaining compatibility with existing watch bands. Further expanding the ecosystem, the AirPods Pro 3 are also slated for an announcement. These next-generation earbuds are expected to incorporate features from the Powerbeats Pro 2, including a heart rate monitor, potentially enhancing their integration with the Apple Watch for fitness tracking. Leaks suggest a more compact charging case with a capacitive pairing button replacing the physical one. Under the hood, the new H3 chip could significantly boost audio quality, improving active noise cancellation and transparency modes. The possibility of a live translation feature, previously rumored for the AirPods Pro 2, could also be realized with the H3 chip's enhanced capabilities. Software is also a major focus, with Apple expected to release candidate versions of iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS Tahoe, watchOS 26, tvOS 26, and visionOS 26, with official releases to follow shortly after. All these updates will showcase a new design language called Liquid Glass, bringing a consistent look and feel across all Apple operating systems, a significant shift since iOS 7. Enhanced integration between iOS, iPadOS, and macOS, featuring new multitasking and productivity tools, will also be a key highlight, with iPads becoming more Mac-like in their interface and functionality. While this event promises a massive product rollout, one specific announcement has already landed Apple in hot water. We're talking about a recent court ruling that could impact how companies market their environmental claims. Apple Watch CO2 neutral claim deemed misleading in German court ruling. In a significant legal development for the tech giant, a German court has ruled that Apple's use of the term CO2 neutral for its Apple Watch is misleading and constitutes a violation of competition law. This decision, handed down by a Frankfurt court specializing in commercial disputes, arrives as Apple faces a similar class action lawsuit in the United States concerning the same issue. The ruling centers on the carbon offset credits Apple purchased from a forestry project in Paraguay to substantiate its environmental claims. The court found that consumers, influenced by global climate goals like the Paris Agreement's aim to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, would reasonably expect CO2 compensation until around 2050. However, the court determined that the purchased offsets were tied to eucalyptus plantations, with leases valid only until 2029, meaning the carbon offsetting was effectively guaranteed for a much shorter period. The court statement highlighted that Apple could not provide sufficient proof of lease extensions, indicating no secure prospect for the continuation of the forestry project. Apple's defense had pointed to a buffer carbon credit account, a common practice under Verra standards where a portion of credits are set aside as insurance against future carbon release due to events like fires. Yet, the court concluded that this buffer alone could not guarantee the continued existence of the forest if the leases were not renewed. Eugen Resch, Federal Director of Environmental Action Germany, the organization that brought the case, emphasized the importance of ensuring honest and comprehensible information for consumers, stating that even large corporations must be held accountable for the actual environmental impacts of their products. This German ruling echoes concerns raised in a U.S. class action lawsuit filed earlier this year, where consumers alleged they paid a premium for the Apple Watch based on its carbon neutrality claim. The offsets in the U.S. case, sourced from projects in China and Kenya, were described by plaintiffs' lawyers as worthless due to a lack of genuine carbon reductions. The next hearing for that case is scheduled for November. In response to these challenges and anticipating stricter European Union regulations on environmental claims set to take effect in September 2026, Apple has announced it will phase out the use of carbon-neutral language on its products. An Apple spokesperson stated that the company remains committed to reducing emissions through innovation in clean energy and low-carbon design, aiming for carbon neutrality across its entire supply chain by 2030. The company also received support in the U.S. lawsuit from the Environmental Defense Fund, EDF, which filed a brief describing Apple's practices as eminently reasonable and consistent with industry practice. Elizabeth Sturkin, EDF's vice president, praised Apple's approach to decarbonization, which involves reducing operational emissions, engaging the supply chain, and investing in verified carbon credits to support global nature projects, calling it a leadership approach. While Apple is facing scrutiny over its environmental marketing, the company is simultaneously preparing for a massive product launch event. We're about to break down all the expected announcements, and it's a list you won't want to miss. Apple's September event: iPhone 17, new watches, AirPods Pro 3, and major OS updates expected. Apple's annual September keynote, often referred to as the awe-dropping event, is fast approaching, with invitations sent out for a September 9, 2025, presentation at Apple Park. This year's event is poised to be a blockbuster, with expectations high for the unveiling of the iPhone 17 series and a host of other significant product and software updates. Leaks stemming from the iOS 26 beta cycle have already provided glimpses of unannounced products, fueling anticipation for what promises to be one of Apple's most packed fall events. While rumors of a smart home hub, M5 Max, or refreshed iPads are circulating, the focus of this particular event is expected to be on the iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods. The star of the show will undoubtedly be the iPhone 17 lineup, rumored to consist of 4 models: the standard iPhone 17, 2 Pro versions, and a new ultra-thin variant. The base iPhone 17 is expected to offer incremental improvements, such as an upgraded front-facing camera and the new A19 chip. However, Apple may dedicate more attention to the iPhone 17 Air, speculated to replace the current iPhone Plus model. This new device could feature the A19 chip, a single rear camera with a new module, 8 GB of RAM, and the C15G chip, signaling a potential new direction for the iPhone line. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are anticipated to receive more substantial upgrades, including a redesigned camera bar with 3 48-megapixel lenses, the more powerful A19 Pro chip, 12 GB of RAM, and a metal chassis for improved thermal management. Complementing the new iPhones, Apple is also set to refresh its wearable offerings with 3 new Apple Watch models. These are expected to incorporate the new S11 System-in-Package (CP) chip. Key upgrades for the Apple Watch Series 11 and the rugged Apple Watch Ultra 3 are rumored to include 5G connectivity, with the Ultra 3 potentially gaining satellite communication capabilities. A much-anticipated feature that may finally arrive is blood pressure monitoring, which could alert users to potential health issues without providing a formal diagnosis. Furthermore, the Apple Watch SE 3 and Ultra 3 might feature slightly larger displays while maintaining compatibility with existing watch bands. The AirPods Pro 3 are also on the agenda, expected to inherit features like a heart rate monitor from the Powerbeats Pro 2. This could enhance their utility for fitness tracking, possibly working in tandem with the Apple Watch. Other potential upgrades include a smaller charging case, a capacitive pairing button replacing the physical one, and the new H3 chip, which could dramatically improve audio performance, including active noise cancellation and transparency modes. A live translation feature, hinted at in previous iOS beta versions, might also debut with this iteration. Beyond hardware, Apple is expected to announce the release candidate versions of its major operating systems: iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS Tahoe, watchOS 26, tvOS 26, and visionOS 26. These updates will introduce a new design language called Liquid Glass, aiming for a unified aesthetic across all platforms. Significant improvements in cross-device integration, particularly between iOS, iPadOS, and macOS, are also anticipated, with new multitasking and productivity features designed to streamline workflows. With so many exciting product announcements on the horizon, it's clear Apple is pushing the boundaries of innovation. But how will these new releases be received by the public and the market? That's all the hot news we have for you today. We covered the latest Apple Watch rumors, a massive list of potential Apple product announcements, and a key court ruling on environmental claims. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to WatchWire News for all your essential updates, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment. Plus, follow us on all our social media channels to stay connected. We'll see you in the next one.